say.
Sit back for a moment and imagine with me that you are given two options. In the first option, you are given an S26 Ultra or an iPhone 17 Pro Max.
17 Pro Max.
But with one condition. You have no access to the internet. You are not allowed to use the internet in any form.
But do I get Wi-Fi?
And then on the second option, you are given a 3 years old smartphone, which is roughly an iPhone 14 Pro Max or S23 Ultra. But you have full access to the internet. So now tell me, which of these two options will you pick? I'll wait for you. Think about it. I'll wait.
Yo, I have to comment to that. Yo, I would take the option 1. You said none. About Wi-Fi. I know this guy, by the way. He's my friend.
Wait for you. So if you picked the first option, I want you to go down to the comments and tell me 5 things you can realistically do on your smartphone without the internet. Just 5 things. I promise you, if you can tell me 5 things you can do on your smartphone without the internet, I'm going to send you $1,000. I'm not.
That motherfucker has to sell his entire house.
Anyway, jokes aside, but
W background music.
On a more serious note, what can you really do on your smartphone without the internet? Let me think. I guess take pictures, but even if you take the pictures without the internet, how can you post them? Think about it. So you see, the internet is very important. But have you ever wondered, how does this internet actually work? Well, don't worry, I've got you covered. Because with today's video, we are going to be covering everything you need to know about the internet. And by the end of this video, you'll be able to explain the internet to anyone in simple terms. Even if that person is dumb, or let me use better English, or even if that person have not studied anything about technology before. So, ready or not, let's go. There are 4 main pillars of the internet. 1, the server, IP address, optic fiber cables, and clients.
Now this shit feels like school. No, I don't want to do school at home. I don't know what's bro teaching right now.
So let's start with the server. A server is a high-end performance computer that stores, manages, and delivers data. Think of it like a restaurant. When you walk into a restaurant, you see their menu, which contains different dishes.
Yeah.
All these dishes are stored in the kitchen or found in the kitchen.
Yeah.
If you make a request, that is by placing an order, the waiter will go into the kitchen, find the exact dish you ordered, and then deliver it to you. That's basically how the server works.
The fucked up part about all this shit is that if I was given an exam and the motherfucker said, explain the server, and I wrote exactly what he said, I'm getting an F. I'm failing that shit.
It stores data like the kitchen, receives requests like the waiters, and then delivers results quickly. These servers are found in data centers. Data centers are just big buildings that houses the servers that make up the internet.
Okay.
Major companies like Facebook or YouTube have dedicated buildings just for their servers. Quick recap. A server is a powerful computer which stores and manages all the data that makes up the internet.
Alright.
Now, let's move on to the next pillar.
I already forgot what he said.
And that is IP addresses. Most of the tech gurus who are watching this video already know what an IP address is. But if you are not one of them, listen closely. IP address are a set of unique numbers that are used to identify different electronic devices that have access to the internet.
Bro, it's almost like you miss school.
Think of it like your phone number. Everyone has a unique phone number which no one else has. And if you give somebody your phone number, he or she can send you a text message, send you a voice
I'd like to see IP addresses like thumbprints, like a thumbprint.
note, or even call you, and you will definitely receive it as long as you gave him the right phone number. So
Yeah.
that's just what an IP address is. Everything on the internet has an IP address, ranging from your smartphone, your laptop, to even website or web pages. Take a look at these numbers and just try to take a wild guess of what I'm searching for.
Phone.
It's Facebook. Now, tell me, how many of you can look at this number and recognize that it was Facebook I was searching for? If you did, leave a comment in the comment section. I will send you $1,000.
By the way, who still uses Facebook? I rarely run into people that use Facebook. Just never occurs, and then all of a sudden I hear it randomly somewhere.
Just drop a comment. Anyways, well, when you see this facebook.com, you immediately know what I'm searching for. Because it's almost impossible for us to remember the IP addresses of all the websites we visit, these IP addresses are converted into domain names for easier use. These domain names are stored in the DNS servers, which is the Internet Phone Book, acting as a decentralized doctrine that translates human-readable domain names like google.com into machine-readable numeric IP addresses.
Alright.
So, don't forget, IP addresses are just a string of numbers that are used to identify and locate different things on the internet. The third pillar is optic fiber cables.
When I hear optic fiber, I only think of one thing on the internet.
Now, we don't really need to dwell much on this because optic fiber cables, just as the name suggests, are just a bunch of cables or wires that are used to transmit data across the internet. They are usually buried underground and transmit data in the form of light.
Hey, bro, are you still in there? Are you still watching this shit?
Pulses. And when I say light pulses, you should already know that the data travels at the speed of light. Anyways, optic fiber cable, get out of here. Let's move over to the last and final pillar, which is the clients. Clients are me and you who stay on the internet all day instead of dropping the darn phone and going out to enjoy the real world.
The real world doesn't excite me like anime titties.
Now, this is the part where I tie this all together. The clients, which are me and you, in order to access the internet, we first connect to our ISP, that's our internet service provider,
Alright.
and then send a request. We can send this request through a browser.
Alright.
Let's say we are looking for facebook.com. So when we search for facebook.com, our request is sent to DNS servers, which then convert that domain name into an IP address.
Alright.
And then it now travels to the server through optic fiber cables, travels to the server that houses that IP address. So when the server receives our request, it then processes it and sends out the results in the form of data.
Yeah,
now these data are just a huge bunch of zeros and ones.
Yeah.
Now, because these zeros and ones are too much or are too plenty, they are then broken down into smaller pieces, which is called packets.
Yeah.
Now, each and every one of these packets has an IP address or your IP address so that it can be able to locate you.
Yeah.
So once they are broken down into these packets, they then travel through the same optic fiber cables. Now, as they travel, there's something we call protocols.
Yeah.
Protocols are a set of rules that govern how devices format, transmit, and intercept data across the internet. Protocols just...
I'm actually quite interested at how he made this video in the first place. The scripting, the amount of information you have to just go get in, just go through the books and stuff like that.
ensures that these data packets are delivered to the right location and that the rearranging and reorganization of these packets are done orderly and error-free. So once the packets reach you and are then reorganized back into the data, They are sent to cell towers.
Subtractive of
Cell
details.
towers provided by your ISP, that's your internet service provider. So now these cell towers will now turn that data into electromagnetic waves, which is then picked up by your smartphones.
Low-key sounds like witchcraft.
Or if you have a router, the data is sent to your router and you can then use an Ethernet cable to connect the router to your computer.
Now this is chaotic, because look at this fucked up massive ass map. But I can't understand it, and I don't. Sheesh, my this guy.
And breathe. Whew! That was a mouthful. Now let me just explain this whole process in a simpler, easy to understand form. You open an app on your phone, let's say TikTok on your phone. Your phone is the client. Then your phone sends a request through the internet. The request travels through optic fiber cables.
Yeah.
It reaches TikTok servers. These servers find the video requested and then send it out back to you using your IP addresses. The video travels again through the optic fiber cables and then appears on your screen. You understand it? Capiche? And all this happens in just a matter of seconds. Wait, let me rephrase that. Depending on how strong your internet connection is.
Yes, for sure.
So that is it. Basically everything there is to know about the internet. Hope you found value from this video.
Yeah.
And if you did, like and subscribe.